What's good, y'all? Welcome to another episode, and today we are talking about the top 5 sporty economy cars that you can get into for under 10K. Bring it in. Let's get it in. You feel me? This is a list that I know y'all gonna value. Let's go. What's good, y'all? So this list right here is definitely for my older teenagers or my young adults. Somebody that wants a quick car, a fun car, that's not trying to break the bank, that really wants to have fun and also have a reliable economy car that doesn't cost much to own, it doesn't cost much to fix, things of that nature. This list is 110% for you. So without further ado, let's get into number 1. 2015 to 2017 Ford Fiesta ST. This car is equipped with a 1.6 liter 4-cylinder engine, 197 horsepower, 202 pound-feet of torque. 0 to 60, what we talking? 7.1 seconds. So, yeah, it's not the fastest 0 to 60. It is a Ford. It is a Fiesta, but comes in a manual. Can't go wrong with a manual. You're going to burn through these little gears and push this little car for everything that it's worth. Miles per gallon, 26 city, 35 highway. It's a front-wheel drive car. So gas is not going to be an issue. You can do a little tune here and there, still got a turbo in it, and you could, move a little quicker than what's stock, but it's a Ford, so don't expect it to be the most reliable. It's average reliability. It's not bad. It's not good. It's right in the middle. But this car is still going to be fun for you to drive. It's going to be relatively reliable, as we said, and it's going to be cheap to own or cheap to just operate. You see what I'm saying? Something goes wrong, you can get under the hood yourself, you can fix it. And if you're not a mechanic, everybody knows somebody that can work on the Ford. Let's just be honest. You feel me? So it's going to be a good car for you. Issues that you may run into: overheating, the clutch assembly, and rattles in the interior. Right. Other than that, I think it's a really good car for you to jump into. Cheap. You get this all day, every day, under 10K. Let's get into number 2. 2010 to 2013 Volkswagen GTI. I know y'all seen this coming. You can't go wrong with a GTI. Actually, you can go wrong with a GTI if you look at all my other Volkswagen videos, but we ain't gonna get into that. But this comes equipped with a 2-liter 4-cylinder engine with 200 horsepower and 207 pound-feet of torque. 0 to 60, 6.8 seconds. So already we're a little quicker than the Ford Fiesta, which is ideally what we expected. This car comes in a front-wheel drive, auto or manual. You could actually get it in the all-wheel drive too, I believe, a GTI, but maybe not this year, possibly. But this car comes auto or manual. Miles per gallon, 24 city, 32 highway. So front-wheel drive car. You can ride in the city all day. Not the greatest in the city, but definitely not the worst. You're still going to have fun. It's still a quick, peppy car. The highway mileage is going to benefit you. You need to take these long trips in a car like this. You're not going to be upset. You're going to be able to do this all day, long distance, nothing to fill the tank up. You feel me? And it's just going to be fun. And it's practical. You see what I'm saying? Got a little hatchback type. You're going to be able to fit a lot of bigger objects in the back trunk. So it's not a regular small traditional trunk. You got more space to operate. So I think this will definitely be a good bet for you to jump into, especially if you need more space. Average reliability, issues that you will run into with this: transmission issues, timing chain, carbon buildup, and electric issues. So things of that nature, not the worst, not the best. If you get one that's been taken care of, you could avoid a lot of these things, but you know about how Volkswagen do. Yeah, y'all done seen a whole bunch of my Volkswagen videos, and if you haven't, I advise you to check them out. So we all know Volkswagen ain't the greatest brand, but they do their thing to certain degrees, and the GTI is one of the positive things that they do with some of the cars that they make. So I definitely vouch for the GTI. I salute them. Volkswagen as a whole, I'm okay, but I can salute them and recommend that for y'all. So whatever, we'll take that. All right, that brings me on to number 3. 2014 to 2017 Hyundai Veloster Turbo R-Spec. It's come equipped with a 1.6 liter four-cylinder engine, 201 horsepower, 195 pound-feet of torque, 0 to 60, 6.8 seconds. So this is a car that kind of goes under the radar. A lot of people that know about Hyundais, they do know about this car. You do see it here and there in traffic, not as often as you used to see it in the past, but they're still out there. This car is very quick. It was a direct competitor to GTI. It's just a Hyundai. A lot of people have bad views as far as Hyundai goes or bad experiences. But again, you get the other people that get a good experience with it. Me personally, I would still recommend it. This in particular has average reliability. Issues that you might run into is rod failures, loss of power, and some knocking noises. This is a front wheel drive car that you can get in the manual. You see what I'm saying? Miles per gallon is 24 city, 33 highway. So I don't think that it's going to be that much of an issue long term. If you want something like this to just whip around town and do your thing with, it's going to be relatively reliable for that. Of course, if you're pushing it to the maximum, yeah, you're going to run into a little more issues, but it's a Hyundai. It's cheap to maintain. You just don't want to blow up the engine, to be honest with you. But it's still going to be a nice car you can get into all day under 10K. You see what I'm saying? And to get into a 2017 for under 10K, that's going to be a little harder, but it's still possible. And the fact that it's possible, I think that's a no-brainer. You jump on one of those, and you really might have a good time. So, to each his own, but do what you need to do. Next on the list, 2007 to 2013 Mazda Speed 3. It's come equipped with a 2.3 liter four-cylinder engine, 263 horsepower, and 280 pound-feet of torque. 0 to 60, 5.8 seconds to 6.2 seconds. So the reviews on this was kind of mixed depending on the driver. I know that's subjective because you could say that for any car in particular, but this car definitely had slightly different variations as far as 0 to 60 time, but there's still been people who got 5.8, which is saying a lot based on the other cars on this list. We're just coming from a 6.8. Now to get to a 5.8, that's a full second faster. So y'all can't play games with this Mazda Speed 3. Back in the day, you see more of these. Today, you definitely don't see more of these as well. Like, because this is a more rare car on this list. The people who actually purchased this car back in the day, they still got it. You feel me? They still got it. Why? Because it has good reliability. This car comes in manual. Miles per gallon, 20 city, 28 highway. Front wheel drive. So it's not the best as far as economy statistics go. You know, if you want to have something that's really gas efficient around town, this is going to be one of the worst ones on this list in particular, but it's still going to be one of the fastest on this list, and it's still going to be practical. You still got the hatchback on here. You're still able to fit a decent amount of things in the trunk space. You still got decent rear space as well. So, and just Mazda, the brand of Mazda, they're smaller than a lot of other car brands, but they care about their people. You see what I'm saying? So if you go in the Mazda dealership, 9 times out of 10, they're going to take care of you. If you don't have a specific Mazda mechanic or things of that nature. But Mazda, I would say as a whole, is a good brand, better than a lot of different brands. They just don't have the funding and the big market that these other car manufacturers have. But still, with a Mazda Speed 3, you get one of the right ones that somebody that really didn't kill it and beat it down tremendously. You get a good one of those, you're going to be happy. I promise you that. You're going to have a smile on your face every time you're behind the wheel. Because this is just, again, a little pocket rocket. You do whatever you need to do in. Issues you may run into: the VVT actuator, blown turbo seals, high pressure fuel pump issues, and clogged injectors. So relatively small issues for the most part. But again, if you know how to work on cars, it's not going to be that tough to deal with these issues. And if you don't, bring it into Mazda. Y'all might just spark up a whole conversation, you know, because they ain't getting that much service, I'll be honest with you. But they're still good people. I mean, I could vouch for the brand of Mazda because they take care of their people. Let's move to the next whip on the list. And that would be, this is sleeper, y'all, 2011 to 2015 Kia Optima SX or SXL Turbo. This comes equipped with a 2-liter 4-cylinder engine with 274 horsepower and 269 pound-feet of torque. 0 to 60, what we talking? 6.4 seconds. So, the one issue with this, no other car on this list has, this does not come in a manual. So you got to lose your manual to get into one of these. But this is still very quick. It's economy friendly, 22 city, 34 highway. So you could do a lot of highway driving with this car and be good. 270 plus horsepower, you're dealing with 274. This is a car that goes under the radar. A lot of people don't really know about this version of this vehicle. You'll see basic versions of this car all day, everywhere. Everybody get the cheap version. Everybody's driving this everywhere. So you've probably seen it and like, that ain't nothing. I see this all the time. But I promise you, you do not see SXs or SXLs often. So when you jump into one of those, it's a big difference, night and day. You see what I'm saying? This is putting down way more power than the average vehicle that they make. So this is definitely going to be a good car to jump into. That's also a sleeper that will surprise some people. You see what I'm saying? You might be able to tune in and do your thing with it. Reliability is average, but again, some people have way worse issues with Kias and Hondas than other people. I've seen people have to replace whole engines, and I've seen people who've had their car to put over 250,000 miles on it. So with no issues really. So it's gonna be kind of subjective based on who you get it from and how they took care of it. But all in all, I do think this is a good car. Average reliability. Issues you run into: engine failure, like I mentioned, and fuel pump leaks. So those are the two main issues you'll run into. The engine failure could be a lot of different things within the engine, but I've seen also that a lot of Kias and Hondas that did go bad, they replaced the whole engine under warranty based on a recall or just based on them having that coverage over that car. So although it's a 2011 to 2015, you never know, because a lot of these cars had to extend their warranties based on certain issues that was happening earlier on in their lifespan. So this could definitely be a great car, or it could be a dud for you. But you're going to have to just play it smart, play it by ear, make sure you go out there and you check everything you need to check with this vehicle. But I think this is a true sleeper because not many people talk about it, not many people know about it. So that is the top 5 list of sporty economy cars. But you know how I do, I gotta incorporate a bonus. You know how I do. Got to. So the bonus, and if y'all didn't see this coming, I mean, you must be blind. You feel me? Because you should have seen it. And that is a 2010 to 2016 Nissan Altima, 3.5 liter. You can get the SR, the SV, or the SL. This is equipped with a V6, 270 horsepower, 258 pound-feet of torque. 0 to 60, what we talking? 5.9 seconds. Believe it or not, this is good reliability. You jump in this, good reliability. It's economy friendly. It has enough space for whoever you need to put in it. It's a family sedan. You see this everywhere, all the time, on the streets, wherever you go. So as far as prestige and having something that other people don't have, no, you won't have one of those, but you will have something that is good to drive, fun to drive, and you're going to just surprise a lot of people. I'm sure y'all have seen my other videos talking about people treating this like it's a Hellcat. You see what I'm saying? People treating this like it's really a NASCAR. Like it need to be on a track somewhere. You see what I'm saying? Like people drive Altimas like they stole it all the time, and sometimes people did steal the Altima, and that's why they driving it that way. So you do gotta kind of watch out for that. It's not the best connotation that goes with this vehicle, but it is a good car. It is a reliable car. It is a quick car for what it's worth, and you can get this under 10K all day. 2017 or 2016 under 10K is going to be a little more difficult, but they're still out there. Issues you may run into: suspension issues, the climate system, and transmission failures. This is also only automatic. And yeah, you know, it does have a CVT, which a lot of people don't like, but as the years progressed, the CVT got more, I would say, linear, and it drove more like a traditional transmission. So you probably want to get more so in the later years if that's an issue for you. But the earlier years are actually more so quicker, I would say personally, but the transmission is less. The transmission is not the same, and I'm not a big fan of the CVTs. I'll just be honest with you, especially on the earlier years. But again, those cars were a little lighter, so they might move a little quicker, not by much, but you see what I'm saying? Just keep that in mind if that's something that really is going to be a deal maker or a deal breaker for you. But yeah, that is the top 5 list with the bonus. Y'all let me know what car y'all would get on this list. Me personally, I would have to go with the Mazda Speed 3. I would have to go with the Mazda Speed 3. I've always liked that car. It's always been different for me. That is most likely the rarest car on this list. And arguably one of the more reliable cars on this list. And the quickest. So yeah, that's what I would pick. Y'all let me know what y'all would pick in the comments down below. If y'all like this video, you already know, make sure you share, make sure you subscribe, and just like that, I'm out of here.